Sairam to all. Um, and I want to say, before I say anything, my humble pranam at Baba's divine lotus feet. May he speak through me. So, my sharing today will be about my Reiki journey, which is all connecting now. So I started my Reiki practice before. There's another story how I found my Reiki teacher, Reiki master, Reiki teacher. He is also, it so turns out that he's also a Sai devotee, and he is an American, he's not an Indian. And I started it in 2013. So when I finally went there for my Reiki 1 class, I met him and we spoke a lot about Baba. And he told me his story, everything, how he went, he stayed there, and how he was pulled into, Baba pulled him towards him. And then he said, now I just see him everywhere. I see flashes of orange sometimes. I see Baba's figure in a distance. I see him everywhere. So I felt, how do you see him everywhere? He says, I just see him. I'm just connected to him all the time. So I felt a little twinge in my heart. And I said, why don't I see him everywhere? That is, has been my biggest something that churns inside of me, that I want to see him. I want to be with him all the time, in my mind and my heart. So um, in 2015, I started my master training to become a Reiki master, and it took me 2 years, which is the normal time. And I used to go for classes to my teacher's school, and that was in Manhattan. So I'm in Long Island, which is like a good 45 minutes distance by train, or it takes almost an hour. So Sunday morning, I have to get there by 9 o'clock. So I land at Penn Station, which is the train station. And my mind is on, should I take a cab outside or should I walk? So I'm thinking about that, and I want to get there on time. So there's an escalator which takes you outside. And I am on the escalator and I look up, and the station is like really empty. Sunday morning, 8 o'clock, there's nobody there, very few people. So I see this, as I'm going up, I see an old lady coming towards the escalator, but she's going to be going down. And I see her, and nothing comes up. And she has a huge suitcase in her hand, and she has two bags. Now, this is as I'm going up. I see she's come to the edge of the escalator, which is going down. So I reach up, and as I'm passing her, I hear her say something I don't understand. And she says, so I stop, I look, and I look around, and I see there's nobody there. And I said, I don't know what she said. So I start to move forward, and she says something again. So I stopped. Now I'm in a rush because I want to get there. It's a good 20 minutes walk. So I turn around and I said, do you need help? And she said something to me in Spanish. She didn't respond to help. So I said, you want to go down? So I said, I'll help you. So I took her suitcase and I said, follow, hold the rail. And now she has two shopping bags in her hand. One is, it's got pink and blue on it. It's got, and you can tell she is old, and she's not well to do. She was dressed very poorly. She had an old tattered suitcase. So I hold it and I bring it down, and I wait for her to come down. I give it to her and I said, you're okay? So she doesn't say anything. So I said, fine. As I turn around and I start moving towards the escalator again, I get this huge surge of um, intense love in my heart. It's so intense that I start crying. And what am I crying for? My tears don't stop. And I reach the top of the escalator and I said, I hope she's okay, because I feel that she's so old and she's alone and she's traveling. So I felt for her, but that love was only one more time I have felt it after Baba's interview. We came out of the interview, my mom, my father, and my aunt was there. And we had felt that intense love, which I have never felt again. It was, we were laughing, I was crying again at that time. So now I reached the top of the escalator with that same feeling, and I look back to see where she is, and the whole platform is empty. There's not a soul there. I said, how did she move so quickly? She was so slow. I said, I hope she's okay. Now, this is my biggest worry. I hope she's okay. So I reach my class, and I tell, my teacher's name is Brian Brunius. And I tell Brian, he said, why are you looking so down? I said, I've been crying nonstop. He says, what happened? I said, this happened. So he just smiles, he just laughs. And he said, why didn't you follow her? I said, I have a class here. How can I follow her? And where would I go with her? So he just laughs it off. So now time passes and I'm still going for my training. And this is in the summer of, I think, 2016, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. And again, I'm at Penn Station, but I'm outside. My friend from India is coming. And she lives in India and she wants to do shopping in Manhattan. So I said, I'll meet you there. And I'm waiting for her. And she comes and we go for lunch. And then she said, I want to go to Macy's. I said, sure, let's go. It's just around the corner from here. She said, I want to do, and she talks nonstop. So I don't get much in, but I just keep on listening. So she says, I need this designer stuff and I need this. My husband needs this. I said, okay, we'll go and take a look. So she's busy talking to me and we are entering Macy's. And I open, there are two set of doors. One is outside door, one is inside door. So we enter the outside door, we go inside, and I just happen to look, there's a old woman behind, and she is pushing a shopping cart. It's a big cart, it's not a small cart. And I noticed there are two shopping bags in that cart, and it's got pink and blue, but it's glittery. So it's not shabby. And she's not shabby. She's all right, medium. So then as I'm going forward and I see her, and I said, how will she go in? And instantly, Dolly, my friend, reaches for the left door. She pushes, but it doesn't open. So I reach for the right door and I pull and it opens. So this lady moves through and she's very close to me as she moves through, and she looks at me and she says, I like you. And that was it. I said, where are you going in Macy's? Do you need help? I can, help you with where you need to go. No reply, no response, just smile. And she goes. So my mind is on her, but in that moment, as if I'm wiped out completely in my mind, I forget about her completely, as if she didn't even happen. And Dolly is nonstop talking to me that let's go, let's find men's section, this, that. I said, okay, we are going. And I turn around and I see there is a step, one step down in the shop, in the store. So suddenly her thought comes back to me. And I said, where did she go? Because how did she go down the step? So I tell Dolly, I said, where did that lady go? The old woman with the stroller. She said, why are you worried about her? She's fine. She'll do fine. So I said, okay, why don't you go to the men's section? I'll come in 5 minutes. I start looking for her. I go all over the place. I couldn't find her. I said, where did she disappear? She's just gone. I even asked somebody, did you see an old woman with a shopping cart? They said, no, we didn't see anybody here. So I'm a little confused, but you know what? It's okay. Maybe she went somewhere and I couldn't see her. So I go back to my class with Brian, another class, and I tell him about this. So he said, Anu, why don't you follow them? I said, how can I follow strangers? I can't follow strangers. I don't know who they are. He says, it's Baba. He's coming each time. I said, come on, Brian. How do I know it's Baba? How can I see that it's Baba? So he just laughs. Brian just laughs. Now I keep going for my classes and all that. And then one day there's a pharmacy near my house. And I'm coming out of the pharmacy, busy with something, holding something. And I see this old lady, very well dressed. She's actually in a pleated skirt. And I notice it's a pink skirt, and there is pink and blue bags in her shopping cart. And she reminds me of my grandmother, my nani. My nani was beautiful, very light skinned. She was from Lahore, and she had that beautiful look, big eyes, and beautiful smile. So I look at her and I said, my God, she reminds me of Beji. So she smiles at me, I smile at her, and I said, I'm leaving now. Do you need a ride? Because she has a shopping cart and she's old, really old. And I can see her wrinkles on her legs. She's wearing a skirt. So she says, no, no, I'm fine. I'll go. I said, that's very strange. I said, where are you going? She said, I'm going to the post office. So I look at her and I said, post office is far from here. I can give you a ride. I'll fold your stroller, I'll put it in. She said, no, I'm fine. I'm fine. So I'm just standing there. Now I said, what should I do? So she's going through the parking lot to the main road and she's going to go there. So I run after her. And I said, let me take you there. How can you take? It's a mile and a half at least from here. She said, no, thank you. I'll manage. So I don't leave. I keep watching her. It's a straight road and then you have to make a left. So I keep watching, looking, and I can still see her. I can still see her. I can still see her. And then I said, you know what? I'm going to get in my car and I'm just going to follow her. I want to make sure she's okay and I want to see who it is. What is this pink and blue is coming into my life? So I quickly run to my car and it's very close to the main road. It's right there. And I start driving. She's nowhere to be seen. I go all the way to the post office. I go everywhere looking for her. And I said, oh God, what are you doing? What are you trying to tell me? I have no idea. So all this happens. And now, of course, the doubt is in the mind, thinking that Brian says it's Baba. And I'm saying, if it's Baba, why would he do this to me? So I just, let it be. And I want to show you a few months ago. This is what I have it on my phone. So few months ago, I joined on Facebook. I joined Sri Satya Sai Baba. The I joined the group Sri Satya Sai, Bhagwan Sri Satya Sai Baba. And in that, they give live Sai Kulwant Hall, the prayers and arti. And so I said, oh my God, this time is not good for me. So I started saving it. And every morning I listen to it and I save each time they come on live. So I want to show you, few months ago, I opened the saved video so that I could sit with it and I could, listen to it and I go into my inner, meditation. And this is what is the curtain. And I was admiring it. This is the curtain that opens and, Baba's Samadhi is behind it. And then the singers come and sit in front and all that. So I'm looking at the curtain and I'm saying, what a beautiful pink and what a beautiful blue. and I get the jolt of my life. I really got a jolt. I said, oh my God, the pink and blue. Everywhere I'm going, I experience these old ladies, it's no other than Baba. And when Brian had told me that he's seeing Baba everywhere in orange and he sees I would say, why don't I see you? I would sit here and really ask him, why can't I see you? Why don't I have that heart? So I heard a voice, Baba saying to me, see me in everyone. Wherever you go, find me there. See me in everyone. So all the episodes and this video, the color of the curtain, all of this came together a few months ago. Um, I I don't even know how to put it together, but these are all subtle moments, very subtle, where I experience him, I experience his presence, and I experience something he says to me. And it's like continuously taking me inward. There's nowhere else to go. He takes me deeper and deeper and deeper inward. And I have one more experience I'll quickly share. I went to Manhattan with my family. It was Christmas time, and very, very crowded it was, but we were holding hands. We made sure that we don't, drift away from each other. And suddenly, from nowhere, a man came and stood in front of me. He had like a black man, little afro hair, and from suddenly and very bright eyes. And he looks at me and he says, you have beautiful eyes, and your eyes are the mirrors of your soul. So I turned a little to see my family, that who is this guy? And he disappeared. He disappeared. He just vanished. And I asked them, did you see that guy? He said, which guy? He just vanished completely. So these things, they are all coming together. They are all like, he says, see me in everyone. I told him, Baba, it's not easy. He said, see me in everyone. Sai Ram.